Okay, today we are at Charmouth and we're going to look for stuff on the beach. Now, most people that come here are looking for fossils, but today I thought it'd be interesting to look for sea glass. So we have timed our visit to coincide with the low tide, which is always a good idea when you're beachcombing in front of cliffs. Oh, watch out for that step, Jenny. That's nearly rusted through, that thing. And we are going to be looking for sea glass along here, which I remember being a particularly productive little spot. There is a cardinal beetle on my bag. Let's allow that to go ashore. Right, now to make things interesting, this is going to be a competitive event. So myself and Jenny are going to see who can collect the most sea glass. I will continue until we either run out of time or one of us has filled up our containers. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah.
So we're going to walk all the way around? Yeah,
we'll just probably to those rocks over there. I mean, we can go all the way around Glass Lime Regis over there.
Yeah.
So time starts now. Let battle commence. Probably find more of it further along. I seem to remember there was more glass just alongside those rocks there. Oh, Jenny's found a bit already, so I'm already losing. I haven't seen anything yet. Oh, I've just seen Jenny bend down and pick up another bit. This is not good. Okay, there's my first bit, and possibly my second bit. Is that glass? Yes, it is. I'll see another bit. To keep things fair and reasonable, I'm going to try not to tread on the same bit of beach that Jenny's walking on. So Jenny's nearer the water, so I'm going to stay upshore a little bit. Go and have a look amongst these rocks here, actually. Not great here. Is a piece of sea glass, yes. Hold it up to the light, I can see green light through it. Now I was thinking of saying we'd also compete to see who can find the most different colours, but it's actually quite difficult to define what is meant by colours, because sea glass typically comes in a whole range of different shades of green and aqua, which makes it rather difficult to be objective about what colour a piece is. Is that a piece? No, I think that's a piece of rock. There is quite a lot of sea glass here. I think historically there was a bottle dump here, probably in Victorian times, and it's washed out. The cliffs have eroded back and the bottle dump has ended up in the sea, and then these bottles have broken up and become sea glass. You can see a piece down there. Right, these are all quite small pieces here, which is not going to help me at the weigh-in. So I've got to crack on, see if I can find some bigger pieces. Jenny is racing ahead, which means she's probably finding the good stuff before me, but all's fair in love and war. That's the haul so far. How are you doing, Jenny? Oh, okay. I think I'm slightly ahead at the moment. The question of getting your eye in sometimes, isn't it? And recognising what's different about a good piece of glass and a piece of stone. In a minute we'll switch camera operators. Jenny can take the camera for a little bit and we'll see Jenny cam. We'll see her point of view. So when I was here in winter, there was one little patch that I came across where there were lots and lots of nuggets of sea glass. And I think it was in amongst all these rocks. It is a beautiful day to be out here on this beach. The sea is pretty flat. Just lovely little bit of surf breaking. But that's not what we're here for today. Now I did say I'm not here for fossils today. Of course, if I find a beautiful fossil, I'm not going to step over it and leave it there. But my key objective is this stuff. And the sea glass here at Charmouth is lovely big chunky nuggets of it. And I think that has a lot to do with these rocks. Basically the sea glass that's survived is the stuff that's thick enough, that's the thicker remnants of the bottles, and they've been all smashed up on these rocks. And so only the thicker, chunkier pieces of glass have really made it. Right, Jenny, this is where you want to be up here. I think it's only fair to let her know when I've found a good spot, because this is only a friendly match. Is that a piece? No, that's just a rock. That is a piece. I can hear quite a lot of pieces of glass going into a bucket just over there. So I got to step it up here. I'm finding a lot of small pieces. Okay, well we're in the right spot, because all you got to do is stoop down for a while and you'll see, well, lots of very tiny pieces, but also slightly bigger chunks. like that. There is a point where trying to pick up the really tiny pieces is actually probably a waste of time, especially in a competitive setting. I'm not doing so well here. Right, okay, I think we're going to switch over to Jenny now, see what if Jenny's got a technique that is evading me. Oh. It's kind of amazing how you can just stay in one spot, and the more you look, the more you find. Even just moving the gravel around, we find pieces just under the surface. So sometimes the strategy of trying to traverse as much beach as possible is not actually as productive as staying in one spot and just sifting it. Some interesting rocks here. That's obviously just a piece of concrete. There's a piece of modern concrete that's weathered away. But there's an interesting variety of rocks on this beach. Most of it's limestone boulders, but there are pieces of other types of rock. There's pieces that might even be a piece of jasper. Now, in terms of sea glass hunting, blue is a rarity. So blue is a special kind of treasure. No extra merit for that today though, because the Sea Glass Olympics is judged solely by weight. That's the haul so far. I'm doing pretty well. And the reason I don't mind letting the whole world know where I am, I'm on the West Beach at Charmouth. The reason I don't mind letting the whole world know this wonderful productive spot for sea glass is the sea glass doesn't belong here. It's a form of pollution, I suppose. Really, it's pretty benign. It's not that different from the rocks around it, but the sea glass doesn't belong here on the beach. It's a pollutant, and so, you know, the more people that come here and pick it up, you are, in theory, returning the beach to a more natural state. Interesting rocks here. This is a piece of limestone, I think, or mudstone, and it's been broken up and then infilled with calcite by the look of it. But we're not here for geology today, just sea glass, of which there is a fair bit. And the Sea Glass Olympics can be a pretty punishing and competitive game. You see people take it really seriously here, so even though we've stopped for something to eat, the game has not ceased. Gameplay is still going on quite fiercely here as we sit and eat our cereal bars. Now you might be wondering where Doggo is, since she would love a beach like this, but unfortunately this part of the beach here at Charmouth, dogs are not allowed on it. So we've had to leave her at home. We've tucked her up with her toys and treats, and we'll make it up to her this afternoon. We'll take her out for a good run this afternoon. So here's an interesting fossil. Piece of an ammonite, sort of worn away, so we've got the cross section. I'm not going to bother taking that home, so I think I'll just leave that there so it stands out. If anybody wants to take that, they can spot it and have it. I will have that though. That's a very nice little piece of sea glass there. Particularly nice colour. Another interesting thing in the rock here, that's possibly a piece of coral there, piece of fossilised coral. Okay, right, well the tide is starting to turn now. You can see most of the sand is gone, the sea's up to the rocks, so we need to head back. We will stop along the way just to pick up a few more pieces of sea glass. This is what I've got so far. And I thought I was doing pretty well, but when we stopped for a bit, I had a glance in Jenny's bucket and I think I need to be worried. I think maybe a combination of better eyesight and more nimble fingers might have been the advantage in this sport. Anyway, you know, we've got a way to go back to the car, everything to play for still, so let's crack on. Well, I think that's about it. So obviously we might pick up one or two more little pieces on the way back, but we're going to stroll back to the car now, put these things away. I might have a cup of tea in that little cafe down there. Obviously if I do see another piece of sea glass, I will pick it up. But that is the end of play for today, and that's what I've got, less than half a bucket. So, well, it looks like Jenny's going to win this one, but she's got some bigger pieces, so there might be more gaps in there. I've got lots of small pieces, so I'm hanging on to hope here that mine's just more densely packed. I could still win this, right? Anyway, back to the car, and then back to Shrimp HQ for the weigh-in. Okay, it's time for the weigh-in. We'll weigh Jenny's first. Oh, zero the scales properly. Okay. Well, I won't weigh all that sand, but Jenny's got 886 grams of sea glass. That's going to be hard for me to beat that. I don't think there's any chance of me winning now. Right. Just make sure those scales are zeroed again. Okay, so Jenny had 886. I've got 553. He's absolutely thrashed me. Well done. So Jenny's the winner. By half as much again as I got. So cool. Now we've got to figure out what we're going to do with all this sea glass. So the loser buys the ice creams, and I think even though we haven't had the weigh-in when I'm recording this particular video segment, I think it's very obvious that Jenny won that. So ice creams are on me. Spoilers, it all comes from the same account. So anyway, thanks for joining us on the Sea Glass Olympics here at Charmouth. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.